See, this is why I think they're going to shut down the grid, dude.
Middle of nowhere. As y'all can see, let's see how it goes here.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there is having a good day, y'all. We're back with another one. We got a good one coming up today, y'all. Make sure you guys watch from start to finish. Like I always say, that really helps the channel grow. We got the Federal Reserve under investigation. We got fires in Argentina, man-made, natural. I don't know. We're gonna get into it. Also, a lot more, y'all. Let's have some fun today. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Wait. Hold up. Is Trump about to end the Federal Reserve? Let's get into it. Because it's just been reported that the Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, is now under criminal investigation. So in short, this is from last summer where Jerome Powell met with Congress to get a budget approved for the renovations for the Federal Reserve. But Trump says, not so fast, you're cooking the books, which has now led to a full-blown investigation.
On Friday, the Department of Justice served the Federal Reserve with grand jury subpoenas, threatening a criminal indictment related to my testimony before the Senate Banking Committee.
What a time to be alive. You guys, if the Fed goes down, we are reshaping the face of America and the entire financial system as we know it. And it's already starting to take shape because Trump also says the credit card companies will be in violation of the law if they charge over 10% interest rates starting January 20th. And you guys, mind you, the current average credit card interest rate right now is 20 to 21%, and that's with a 700 credit score. But it doesn't stop there. So Trump also said he is banning all these major financial institutions from buying up homes. So like BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, they buy up blocks of homes and re-rent them back to you at a premium. Which he states here, I'm immediately taking steps to ban large institutional investors from buying up single-family homes, and I will be calling on Congress to codify it. I mean, the fact that over 80% of millionaires in America are made from real estate doesn't seem like a bad idea. And the fact that this guy who tried to take out Trump that one time, Thomas Matthew Crooks, was actually in a BlackRock commercial. So there's that. Now, if the Fed does end in the near future, it's just another telltale sign like this is a telltale sign because just quietly, Wells Fargo has just purchased $383 million worth of Bitcoin. But nobody knew. Then Bitcoin starts to take off, like now. Then the SEC removes crypto from its 2026 risk list. Are we seeing a trend yet? I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Don't get left behind because the new system is here. Make sure you guys hit up my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, but let me know what you guys think about all this down below.
I need to start doing some research on crypto. Like, I don't know nothing about it, but I know there's some like XRP is pretty cheap. You know, Bitcoins, I don't know what it's at, but it was like at 115,000, something like that for one Bitcoin, but I know it's dropped. But, you know, you guys know about crypto, y'all. Let me know. I'm not into that game, but I would like to be because, I mean, you can't see that it's going there, right? They're slowly getting rid of the dollar. They're going to slowly get, like, there's always something new. That first it was money, cash, then it went, well, gold and all that, but we'll say with cash, then it went to checks, and then it went to debit cards and all that. So what's next? It's got to be, you know, cryptocurrency.
Has anybody else started to reach their breaking point or a boiling point? So this is starting to look like a country that I am no longer proud to have served. I've been working my entire adult life, and I have paid half or more than half back to the government in some way, shape, or form in taxes for the past 30 years. And if you don't believe me, look up everything that you have that is taxed.
Everything.
State income tax, federal income tax, property taxes, payroll taxes, Medicare taxes, Medicaid taxes, sales taxes. Everything is taxed. Everything. And we have a political apparatus where half of them say that if you don't keep us in power, we will steal from you so that we can import people that will. So shut up and go back to work. And another side of the aisle that is either in on it or is totally complete chicken shit and won't do anything about it and won't even try to actually represent the people that vote for them. Is anybody else getting to a point where we feel like we cannot vote our way out of this? Where does that leave us? Because nothing is going to happen about the fraud. Nothing. All of the fraud that Elon Musk and Doge exposed, the Republican Congress put it on the back burner and refused to fucking vote on it. turned around to the American voter that put them in power and extended one of these.
Speaking facts, y'all.
It doesn't matter what we do. This situation is completely freaking unsustainable. Totally and completely unsustainable. It's a waste of time to vote, and it's a waste of energy to pay taxes so that we can give it to people that are going to steal from us. And then we can send it to other countries that hate us. And we can send it to people in the European Union that look down their nose at the American worker and say, good little bitch, go back to work.
We're getting tired,
It's
y'all.
putting us in a helpless situation. And I don't think the people in Washington living in that bubble realize the anger that is fuming outside of the borders of that city. And I am not interested in watching another fucking theatrical congressional hearing where a couple of ballsy Republicans bitch out a fucking corrupt leftist and then nothing happens. Accountability and a fucking tax strike is what needs to happen.
And
Nothing happened, Joe. Like, if they do investigate Powell and he was doing fraud, what's going to happen? Are we going to get our money back? Because that's our money. Are we going to get our money back? Is he going to get in trouble? Is any, he's just going to step down, just like Tim Walz. Hey, you got to step down, man. You can't run for governor no more. That's your problem, right? You stole all these billions of dollars. You don't got to pay it back to the Minnesotians, right? You just got to step down. You can't run no more. That's it. That's all that happened. He's on the beach now with his feet up, right? In the wintertime. So he's somewhere tropical. Right? I'll believe it when I see it, y'all. I'll believe it when I see these income taxes gone. I'll believe it when I see it when we're getting steady, I don't know, dividend checks or something. But guess what? He's got 2 more years? And a Democrat let's say a Democrat gets in, then what? They just go back to how it used to be? You know what I mean? Like,
I think it all started in the milk in childhood. Why for lunch did they make us drink milk? Why didn't they give us water? Wouldn't it have been more expensive to get cartons of milk instead of bottles of water? They were putting some in the milk. They wanted all the kids to drink the milk. They were so strict about that, especially at my school. You had to drink milk or chocolate milk. You couldn't even get water.
Take my own
unless
water.
You had a water bottle.
Yeah, I didn't like milk.
And they would be real strict about it. Like, they didn't like you filling up your water bottle. Why you don't want to drink no milk? Breakfast Club forced us to eat breakfast, milk, cereal. Because think about it. Why, genuinely, why are we not drinking human milk, like milk from titties? Well, obviously because they produce cows for milk, so they couldn't be producing humans. Like, we wouldn't have enough humans. But think about it, like, somebody was so thirsty that they walked past a cow.
That's true.
Feeding
Started
its baby
sucking on its nipples
and bent down and said,
I never thought of
let me
that.
get some of this, and drank that shit. We are not supposed to be drinking milk.
They say it makes our bones strong.
They made us eat pizza with milk, barbecue riblet with milk, chicken patty with milk, nachos with milk. No, that they were putting something in the milk. There was no reason for that.
No, guys, I wasn't gonna do a food review today, but I just want to show you what's being served at school today.
Hey, y'all, that's where our tax money goes, to these schools, to fund the schools. Now, mind you, parents got to buy their own stuff, which I'm okay with, right? You got to buy your own pencils, got to buy all this, which really you shouldn't. I mean, I pay like $7,000, maybe more, property taxes a year. A lot of that goes to the schools in Texas, right? I'm not saying this is in Texas, but this is what the food looks like in Texas, I'm pretty sure. Where's our tax money going? Right? They get rid of Jerome Powell, guess what? Somebody new is going to come in there and start doing the same thing.
We got this, the colors. I don't really know what's going on with it.
It's terrible, y'all.
Cheese.
Looks like mustard.
Full cheese. Yeah, I'm not too sure. This is our salad. At least it's a salad, but the croutons are really soggy.
Terrible. Feeding our kids that, y'all.
Just want to let you guys know.
That's terrible.
Sometimes news travels so quickly and
makes
other
me
times
mad.
so slowly, because tell me why I'm just finding out that on January 9th, 2026, 2 individuals that are now identified as Israelis and ex-IDF set fire to a forest, protected land in Argentina while they were on vacation and started a forest fire. Now this makes so much sense when you add up the rest of the facts of things that are going on in Argentina. First of all, Milei has been trying since mid last 2025 to sell off Patagonia and also protected land that belongs to Argentina. And guess who's interested? Israel. Of course, people in Argentina are protesting this. They're trying to fight against this, but Milei does not care. His goal is to, quote, boost Israel and Latin American ties.
I don't care, yo.
And why would Israel want this? Why do they want Cyprus? Why do they want Palestine? Why do they want literally everywhere that they've been going? Patagonia has the third largest water reserves of fresh water reserves in the world. That makes so much sense to why they would want control of it. Also, look who else is on the list. Greenland. Does that sound like a reason why the US is trying to take over Greenland? Yes, it does.
The Argentina fire is getting downright big. It's getting really big. All this and a whole bunch of really fed up and angry residents. Why? Get to it in a second. Locals in Argentina are reporting they're seeing dead animals everywhere. Because of course the wildfires we're having now are a lot different than the olden day wildfires, right? Real quick, check out this clip by WFF News, especially the last bullet point on a little bit about Argentina.
Area in Argentina is rich in natural resources. Number one, fresh water. With the strongest, most consistent winds on Earth, wind energy, hydropower potential, oil and natural gas, and of course, minerals, lithium, copper, gold, silver, and rare industrial materials.
Pretty wild, right? We're about to get into what the locals are saying about this problem. Make sure you check out that video I just showed you, because inside that video, she also goes into new legislation about acquiring land. She lays out now foreigners can buy private land. Wild, right? So what are the locals saying about the fire? Well, you can read right here, and they're talking about how they found somebody starting fires, allegedly. That they're trying to sell land to somebody outside of their country, and they have a very specific suspect in mind. 1000% completely unrelated, not relevant whatsoever. Don't forget the last video I just posted where we had the U-Haul drive into a crowd of protesters. A crowd of Iranian. Whatever. Protesters.
A huge security meeting is happening in China right now, and it represents over 3 billion people. That's nearly half of the world's population gathered through their leaders at this one single meeting. And the guest list is wild. Russia, China, Iran, India, Pakistan, Turkey, Vietnam. And not only that, but this is the first time in 7 years India's prime minister has stepped foot in China. And even Kim Jong-un is reported to be leaving North Korea to attend, making it Kim's first multilateral international meeting ever. This is also the first time that Xi, Putin, and Kim will all be at the same event together. It's called the SCO Summit, and leaders from 26 countries have all headed to China. But this year, most of them face one common struggle: US tariffs. And so far, it looks like they've acted as the WD-40 of diplomacy, because on day one, India and China, the world's two most populous countries, have already made landmark agreements. Xi Jinping said the world today is swept by once-in-a-century transformations, and so it's the right choice to have partners who enable each other's success and to have the dragon and the elephant come together. In fact, today, they resumed direct flights between the two countries for the first time in 5 years. And they also spoke about their shared aim to make the international order more multipolar. Now on Putin's side, he's expected to meet with Turkey to discuss the war in Ukraine and also hold talks with Iran to discuss their nuclear program. Kim Jong-un is expected to try and strengthen ties with China, but once this all actually happens and the summit is wrapped, I'll make an update.
It's all our arch enemies, right? But why are our politicians hanging out with them? If there are arch enemies and they're threatening to kill millions of USAians, right, with microwaves that are going to fall from the sky, fall from space, why is the leader of China coming to San Francisco and they're cleaning the roads from lining the street with Chinese flags? Why is Trump hanging out with Putin, going to North Korea, crossing the border, shaking hands on each side of the border? Why are they doing these things? Is it to negotiate peace? I mean, we're not invited to this party. Trump's not there. They make it seem like they're going to plot against us and but they're all friends, y'all. They're all friends. And don't get me wrong, they'll go to war and act like enemies, but the top dogs are all friends, y'all. They might not be friends, but they're business associates, right? It's a business to them, right? You see in the movies, in what, like Taken, It's just business, right? It's nothing personal to us doing this to your daughter. It's just business. It's the same thing with those politicians. We're just business.
They were being served. So they were always trying to call for pizzas. And you can't order a pizza to the White House. I'll just tell you that right now. And we didn't. Sometimes there were exceptions. Yes.
I am inviting you all to a pizza party tonight.
That I will order pizza.
We're getting pizza tonight.
Parties are incredible in her house, too.
Yep. She does have good parties, and she makes good pizza as well.
She makes great pizza.
Wonderful pizza.
The worldwide government is way smarter than we give them credit for because they have us believing they don't do nothing. There's no such thing as the government is in bed with the internet. No, the internet is a government installation that they allowed the world to use for free so that they could have the information willingly because you're on it.
This is terrible. A fifth-generation family farm with 123 acres was sold for a staggering $45,500 an acre. This is a crazy amount of money for this land. And you know who's buying it? Big tech for their data centers. These data centers are taking over all of our land, and they're buying up everything because they have all the money, forcing small families out, just like in the show Yellowstone, how they were doing that. And it's wild. You know, also, it's taking up all the electricity. That's why your electricity bills are going through the roof, because these data centers are sucking so much electricity, they're taking it off of the grid. And guess who's paying for it? The middle class Americans and the lower class. Big tech is taking over this country with AI, and something has to give. It's terrible to see our land being destroyed and taken over for this big tech. Is this turning into Terminator, where all you're going to see is Terminators around and giant skyscrapers? Let us know in the comments what you think is going on in our country. And if you're sick of it. Thank you.
Listen, I think they just busted the modern-day Ed Gein. Police walked into this guy's basement in Pennsylvania and found over 100 corpses just hanging there, like a damn horror show. This is Jonathan Gerlach. He's 34 years old. Cops catch him leaving a cemetery on January 6th with a burlap bag. They look inside that bag, 2 dead kids, 3 skulls, and a bunch of bones. Look into his car. Even more bones just sitting there in the back seat. Dude's at the cemetery shopping like he's at the Home Depot. They search his house and it gets even worse. Over 100 bodies, some of them hanging in the basement. More bodies stuffed in his storage unit. Bodies from like 100 years ago mixed with babies that just died a few months ago. And here's the thing, what's he doing with them? Great question, glad you asked. He's selling them on Facebook Marketplace. Sold somebody a bag made from human skin. Confirmed. This man has turned digging up graves into a side business. Ed Gein did this same stuff back in 1957, but he wasn't selling what he was digging up. He was doing it purely for the love of the game, making lampshades and furniture from bodies. This new guy, strictly business, selling body parts to collectors online. Pennsylvania says selling and buying human bones is legal. Somehow.
What?
Stealing them from graves, that's where you get into trouble.
Wow, did you guys hear about that?
That's like saying, you know, fireworks are illegal, but they sell fireworks on every corner. Right? That's like saying you can sell bones and whatever, human, but you're not allowed to dig up graves.
That
It's crazy,
46-year-old
Pennsylvania.
mechanic went to the hospital for minor injuries. The hospital went into his files and they changed up everything and said that he was not recoverable. They strapped him onto a bed. He got out, climbed in the ducts, and then he climbed out the window and climbed down, went to the police and told the police that they were trying to steal his organs. The police rushed up into the hospital and they found a false wall with 6 refrigerators that were unregistered with medical supplies and sedation medication. There was also 4 other people strapped down that they were going to kill and take their organs. Now, you guys, be careful because that is crazy. This is insane. I would never want anything to happen like this to anybody. Just imagine going into the hospital with a broken hip and then ending up dead.
I read the comments and I believe people were saying this was in Illinois. A lot of people from Illinois say I never heard of this, but there's people posting like articles on it. So I don't know. Anybody out in Illinois, you guys heard about this?
So the Super Bowl is going to take place on February 8th of this year, and this is going to be on the birthday of Eliphas Levi. Mind you, it's going to be held in Levi's Stadium. So it's Eliphas Levi, the French occultist, who's known for creating the iconic image of Baphomet. So think about how the Baphomet is used as the symbol for the Church of Satan. It's inside of a pentagram, which has 5 sides. It's inside of a circle, which has 5 Hebrew letters that spells out Leviathan. So it's Levi, like the Leviathan. We're going to have Bad Bunny perform for the halftime show. He has a
The
March
same
10th
birthday as
birthday.
him. It's my birthday.
When you take this into the cards of illumination, March 10th lands on the King of Diamonds. The King of Diamonds is the 39th card. The 39th element is known as yttrium. This element is used in radar technology. The logo used for this element echoes the Warner Bros. It's the cartoon splash screen from Looney Tunes that reads, "That's all, folks." The mascot for Warner Bros. And Looney Tunes is Bugs Bunny, similar to Bad Bunny. National Bugs Bunny Day, which celebrates his first appearance, is held on April 30th. Funny enough, this just so happens to be the same day that the Church of Satan was founded. This is also the birthday of Travis Scott. We see this same Looney Tunes symbolism at his Astroworld Festival. It's that bullseye. The Astroworld Festival crowd crush took place on November 5th. In the cards of illumination, November 5th lands on the 2 of Diamonds. The 2 of Diamonds is the 28th card, just like bullseye equals out to 28 in Chinese numerology. Yttrium is the 39th element, just like Astroworld equals out to 39.
Yeah, see, I feel great, bro. You know, I just gotta keep going, bro. Keep going, bro.
And that should be all the proof that you need to see that this league is scripted and rigged, because how would Sam Darnold know that he would be seeing Brock Purdy in a couple weeks? Because from that game in a couple weeks, it would be, in the playoffs that they would see one another. So can anyone explain that? It's almost like Sam Darnold knew, because these players do know, because these games are all scripted and rigged. And this game was no different. All of these leagues, NFL, NBA, MLB, it doesn't matter what league it is. All of these leagues are scripted and rigged. People need to wake up.
I'm saying this right now. This whole world is fucked up. I'll say this, right? I just want you to, just one day, just go out there in the world, just sit down, just go to a public place like a Starbucks, some shit, sit down and just observe the world. You will truthfully just see how stupid this shit is. You're telling me that I have to, anytime I want food, right? Keep in mind, food that God gave us for free, I have to go into a store, pay with paper, with basically a part of a tree, just to get that food. I am paying for food I should have for free, right? I'm talking through a piece of glass. A piece of glass. You have niggas stressing over payments that don't even matter. All of this shit is made up at the end of the day, and people are still stressing over it. You got me learning math. My nigga, I know math is kind of essential, but once you go past those fucking certain fucking levels, right? So because I just took Calc 1 this past semester, nigga, pointless that shit. I was really thinking, how the fuck is this shit gonna benefit me in my life? There are niggas who took years upon years to literally solve absolutely nothing. What the hell is that gonna do for you? Sometimes, like, I'll be at work, I'm like, damn, I gotta do all this shit. So I was like, I could just half-ass all this shit. I can half-ass all of it. Like, none of this shit matters. Because this shit is all made up at the end of the day.
I think about all these vacant residential homes, all this vacant commercial property right now, sitting empty. You know, the cruelty is people like me don't have a roof over my head. You know, people will sleep outside in the freezing cold while a vacant home remains heated so that the pipes don't freeze. You know, the fact that
There y'all.
we could end the homeless problem today, we could shelter every single homeless person in America, and there'd still be vacant homes left over. You know, why are more homes being built every single day if nobody's gonna live in them? You know, they say increasing the supply is supposed to reduce the demand, and therefore the prices should come down. Well, then why are the prices continuing to climb higher and higher and higher? This shit sucks. I want to go home. I don't got a home to go to, sadly.
Let me tell you why TV shows hit different when you awake. They don't put truth in documentaries. They put it in fiction. Because if they showed you what's really happening in real life, you'd panic. But if they show it to you in a movie, you call it entertainment. Every show you think is made up is actually based on something real. They just change the names so you don't connect the dots. Why do you think every fantasy show has portals? Every sci-fi show has shadow groups. Every superhero has a tragic awakening. Every villain tells the truth in a way nobody wants to hear, because it's disclosure disguised as a storyline. It's truth wrapped up in a costume. It's warnings covered in special effects. They want you to know without knowing, to see without understanding, to hear without listening. And the moment you start putting the pieces together, that's when they try to silence you, slow down your reach, flag your content, control the conversation. But I'm still here, and I'm still talking. And if they don't want you to hear me, that means it's exactly what you need to hear.
My homie's like, I don't understand why New York City has so many rats. So let me break it down for you, right? Now, this right here is a block, right? I think y'all know what a block is, right? Now, this is just one block. There are approximately 32 houses on just this one block. Now, you can see these houses, right? Some of these houses have 4 to 5 families in them. Now, we consider a family to be, you know, let's say 1 to 5 people. This one thing right here could have anywhere from 5 to 20 people, 20 plus people at a time living in here consistently, all their trash, all their garbage. This is one side of the fucking block, right? Same thing with this block. You might have seen a rat just go right there. Same thing with this block. It's the same idea.
Trash.
Even an apartment like this has how many people? And this is all the garbage that is here for it. This is all the garbage that's for these apartments right here. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's not enough. So sometimes people just don't give a fuck and they'll put their garbage here. Even though we have these garbage cans that are supposed to close the lid, they're like, oh fuck, I can't put it anywhere. Let me put it in here. This is a rat's paradise, bro. Literally a rat's paradise.
No, that's New York. One of the most expensive places to live in the country, if not the most. Highest taxes. It's real robbery, y'all, everywhere. But look at this. Democratic states, especially, or cities. Look at New York. New York should be immaculate, y'all. It should be immaculate. How much money they're getting. I just saw a clip of California's like $3 billion deficit for their budget. They get like $300 billion a year for their budget, and they're $3 billion short in the negative. Where's this money going?
Like even if it's even open a little bit, oh, I'm eating it. I'm going for it. And trust and believe, a lot of New Yorkers really be putting their garbage away. A lot of people that live in the city, no matter where they're from, they put their garbage away. But it only takes one person in every crib to mess it up. Lest we forget, I'm surrounded by delis. I'm surrounded by pizzerias. I'm surrounded by Chinese food restaurants. There's restaurants all around me, bro. And I mean in like a 0.2 mile radius. Like, I mean, it's that close to me, right? A lot of y'all do not understand that. And it's this for miles. It's like this for miles, right? Like, technically, yeah, I put my trash away, but a mouse is going to find a way into that. A mouse is going to find a way into that. Oh, man, when this city starts sleeping, the mice come out and play, bro. Look, there's garbage cans in every crib, but it don't fucking matter. Don't let there be construction and they got a big ass garbage bag outside. You know what I'm saying? Or people that's not even from this neighborhood just throwing their trash wherever they can, wherever they want to. Bro, I was like, why don't you just put the trash away? Brother, trust me, we do. It's just too much trash. And mind you, there's multiple trash pickup days. Multiple. But it don't matter. There you go right there. There you go right now. You can't even make this up. That's the trash man, bro. That's the trash man. And that's another thing. The trash comes in the middle of the night. So you're like, all right, let me put my trash out at like 9 p.m., 8 p.m., whatever. When the night ends, let me put my trash out. It takes them rats, it takes them mice 5 minutes. 5 minutes from that shit being out there like, I smell that. Let me get that. Let me get that. What you had in there? You got Chinese food? Ooh, let me get that.
This is not something I ever do, but given the situation, I think I would rather risk this information not being true than not having said it at all. Because what I am about to report on could save a life in the event that what I am receiving in terms of communication is in fact true. I now have multiple DMs as well as multiple comments on various videos that I have made talking about the fact that tonight, January 11th, 2026, ICE is ramping up operations in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and the surrounding area. It is being reported to me by followers that live in these areas that ICE is now going door to door. In one case, I do have an individual in my DMs whose identity I am going to protect, saying that their neighbor has now had their door bashed in with a battering ram because they refused to let ICE in the door. I do not know if this is true. I'm being straight up honest with you, but I would rather it not be true and have it out there than not share it so people are aware. If you are anywhere where ICE is right now, not just Minneapolis, Minnesota, anywhere, please be safe, know your rights, and do what you can to remain safe. Do not let
And they got people in these, I'll just say, democratic states, cities, like the boogeyman's walking down the street. You know, they got these people so divided on both sides, right? Not just on their side, but like she's like, they're gonna go in there and murder him, right? That's kind of what she's saying. Yeah, don't be coming door to door. That's not right, right? I don't care. This is America. Don't be coming door to door asking to come in my house without a search warrant, right? But the way they're acting is like the boogeyman's out there. That's how scared the social media that they're watching, television that they're watching, has got them like the boogeyman's coming door to door.
emotions boil over here. Safety is number one.
The reason you see so many urgent cares is because they are ATMs, cash making machines. Because if you're in urgent care, you have all these visits that come in that are billable visits. You staff the clinic with mid-level providers, PAs and NPs. So you pay them a certain wage. Then, right, these PAs and NPs have to be supervised by a physician. Well, if you look at the laws around what supervision really is in these settings, it's only that the physician reviews a pool, a percentage of the overall patient seen, and only within a certain period of time. So it'll be like, okay, listen, this PA saw 100 patients this month. Okay, and this is again an example. You have 100 patients you saw, so we'll call it 100%. The physician, to be called supervising physician, must review 50% of all the cases. And they must review them within 21 days or 30 days of them being seen. But if you're a patient going to an urgent care and being seen with your urgent issue, how does a physician reviewing that file 21 days or 30 days later help you? It doesn't. And so you get a lot of things that drop through the cracks, right? That's the issue.
Planet Fitness is the biggest scam of all. I'll tell you right now, I've been paying for Planet Fitness $11 a month for probably 2 years. Bro. And I just won't go in there and cancel it.
Planet Fitness is the biggest scam of all. Think about it. If you're a gym, who do you want to be a member at your gym? People who don't come to the damn gym.
Yeah.
So that's why they're so, it's okay to be fat. Here's a Tootsie Roll when you come in. No body shaming, no lunks. You don't want a lunk in there. You know why? Because a lunk's going to come every damn day when either when he wakes up or he gets off. They want the people that are coming there. New year, new me. That's why they love New Year's resolutions.
Yep.
They come in there and they want you to sign up and what? Boom. You're the perfect
2 years
person for
later.
it. Because you're like, well, it's only $10 a month. I'm going to keep it. I may go. Planet Fitness is evil for doing that.
We probably have a secret. We'll have to check the footage. Maybe they don't want it out there. Whew. That's definitely napalm. Definitely napalm. Government bastards tried to wipe us out. I don't know what they're hiding. But the Odd Files is going to find it. And we're going to share it. So we made it to the edge of the Graboid Reserve. We're here at the bridge. Something don't seem right. That's just creepy out there. I think we're going to find a different path. I don't know if we'll make it on this one. I'm going to try to upload this to the cloud, get it to send out. You don't hear back from us. Odd Files was there for you. Love y'all.
I don't know if I'm late to the party, but what is a public improvement fee from Chick-fil-A? What is that,
That's crazy,
Chick-fil-A?
yo. Taxing us on
What
everything.
is a public improvement fee for $2?
They're taxing us on improvements for their own establishment. The customers are paying for that. We're paying for their upgrades, right? Right. They got pressure washers that come through every night, clean the driveway, clean the drive-through and all that. They got that. They got window cleaners, right? They have, this is how crazy they got. They got us paying for that. And what happens? People still go. People still go pay those taxes. Don't even realize it because most of the time nobody looks at their receipt. You know, most of the time people don't even look. They just throw it in the bag and throw it away with the trash. They get away with that. 250. 250. Everybody going through that drive-through packed all the time. All the time it's packed. They're making profit on all their stuff just off that tax.
You cannot tell me that this shit is good for you or this.
It looks
It
terrible.
looks so unnaturally colored. Like this looks like fucking paint.
This is a cheeseburger from McDonald's. This is for educational purposes only. Share this video with someone you love, care, and respect. Watch the video to the end. Have you ate McDonald's today or tonight? What are your thoughts in the comment section?
McDonald's cheeseburger. Still warm. Tempted to eat it. Okay, so we're going to leave our burger to digest for a while in the acid. Come back later and see what's happened. Hydrochloric acid is found in everybody's stomach. 3.5 hours. So we're going to see what happens to a tasty McDonald's cheeseburger after 3.5 hours of concentrated hydrochloric acid.
Disgusting.
I think it's absolutely disgusting. So, I mean, the fats aren't really going to dissolve very well because in your stomach there's lots of bile acids in your actual body to do digestion.
That child star that they get put into an apartment. Remember that kid who's strung out? And then they got him.
He's an adult now, but yes.
Right. He's an adult now. They found him on the street. He was completely a mess. We're going to put him in an apartment. It's all is going to be good now. And they're like, oh, okay, well, now it's not so good. We're going to get him treatment. I announced he won't make it 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
He will not make it 2 days because when you're on meth, you don't want to stay in treatment. He smoked meth during his psychiatric evaluation on day one and bolted out to the streets again, where he remains.
Right.
And you're not allowed to.
Tyler Chase, I'm told.
Tyler Chase. You're not allowed to take that kid and go, hey, dude, I'm going to put you in this room for 2 weeks so your head clears. Let's do this. You're not allowed.
I bet this is something you had no idea about. But yeah, your doctor gets paid from every med he gets you on. Once you start taking those meds and you have signed the document that says that you know all of the side effects and you agree to them, he's getting a payment from the drug company. Most people have no idea that that's happening. And the doctors are getting substantial payments. I'm not talking about a little bit. I'm talking about $100,000, $300,000 a year. So that was one of the things that made me think twice about getting on the meds.
I believe it because when I used to work like for Sonora Quest or LabCorp, I used to be in and out of these doctors' offices every day. And the drug reps come in, right? The drug reps come in. You got a hot looking girl, a guy in a suit. They come in together, pull up in a nice Mercedes Benz, and they pull up with Chipotle, a bunch of trays. You got steak, chicken, guacamole, pico de gallo, cheese, lettuce, onion, whatever. They got everything you need right there. Or they'll bring 50 Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches and 300, they cater to these people. And then they drop them off with their, their brochures. All those brochures you see in front of the doctor's offices, those are all reps that go in there. And, these reps go in there, y'all. You got the good looking girl, you got the guy in the suit, the clean car, selling themselves to these doctors. Hey, we'll bring you guys lunch every day. MAs, nurses, everybody gets fed good. Just sell our medicine, and then they probably give them a kickback. They give them a kickback.
The dumbest things that we've ever normalized as a human civilization is sports gambling. I have never seen a society of people be so obsessed with something that they absolutely suck at. It's insane. People don't win. Like, nobody wins. And it's designed that way because it's not like the casino where you go and then you either win or lose and you have to leave. It is just constantly there all day, every day. So even if you win, all that's going to happen is you're going to keep playing until eventually you're losing. Like, really think about it. Of all the people that you know that sports gamble, how many of them do you know that are actually profitable over time? What percentage wise? Nobody wins. And that's why I'm so surprised. It's like if you had a friend that you hung out with that every time you hung out with them, they stole $100 from you, and you're still just like, oh yeah, that guy's pretty cool. It's like, no, they're just robbing you. That's all that it is. It's just people actively participating in getting robbed. It's the same thing as how our grandparents would get scammed by Nigerian princes. It's the same exact thing. And yes, I did lose $200 on the Packers last.
I did a reaction Segovia After Dark down below on sports gambling. It is dark, y'all. Sports gambling is dark. If you're interested, it'll be down below. Go check it out, y'all.
How many of y'all remember when this happened? Let me show you from another angle because something's moving this crowd, but you can't physically see it. That, my friends, was known as a supersonic weapon. It's denial system technology they use for crowd control, and the United States has it, and they have it on a larger scale. And when they went to capture Maduro and Venezuela, they used it. Let's talk about real briefly how the raid happened, how it was carried out.
Precision strikes from U.S. ships stationed on the Venezuelan coast. Their target, air defenses, power grids, radars, and military command sites, limiting Venezuela's ability to see. After that, U.S. F-22 Raptors and F-18s took out the remaining threats and took full air control. Nicolas Maduro's exact location was already identified in Fortuna by intelligence and satellites. And this mission was practiced before as well in the United States. It was so secret that even Congress was not informed about that. So, after gaining full air control, the battlefield was set. U.S. Special Operations helicopters, MH-60 Blackhawks, and
There's some bad motherfuckers, huh?
flew extremely low and headed
We're
straight
bad,
toward
y'all.
Maduro's known location.
Nobody can mess with us. That's
Upon
crazy.
entering Fortuna,
As much
these
as people say
helicopters
China and all
encountered
this,
resistance from the ground, and one
militant.
helicopter was damaged. However, with
It was at
Pumps
this
me up.
moment they met real technology.
Chilling account from a loyal security guard on the ground reveals why Latin America suddenly went quiet. This wasn't just a raid. It was a display of technology that borders on science fiction. The guard's account is haunting. Suddenly, every radar system went black. Drones swarmed the sky, followed by just 8 helicopters and 20 men. But those 20 men did the impossible. They moved with such precision that it felt like an army of hundreds. The most terrifying detail, a sonic weapon.
A what?
The guard describes an intense sound wave that caused soldiers to collapse, bleeding from their noses and vomiting, completely unable to move. In a matter of minutes, a force of hundreds was neutralized by a handful of elite operators without a single U.S. casualty.
Y'all stay woke.
Without a single U.S. casualty, and we just went in there and stole their president, and they didn't do a damn thing about it. They didn't retaliate. They're like, hell no. I don't know. Did they make a deal? Let these people, I don't know. There's talks around about a lot of things. But all I know is nothing came from that. Imagine if somebody came in here and took our president, right? What would happen? Be World War III. Be dropping nukes and all that on them, y'all.
Oh shit!
Only
the
in
label's on the
Arizona, though. Here you
track.
go.
What an
This
idiot!
is Arizona
Here
now.
comes the train.
Which I miss so much. I need to trip over there, but
Oh, get out!
yeah.
Get out! Get out! Damn!
And here it comes too.
Oh shit!
They're all laughing.
No, pero que se metió hasta allá.
Oh man.
That's what's gonna happen, y'all. They want to do this, take away our jobs and all that. These are the things that are gonna happen.
Oh no, he's gonna reverse.
Machines malfunction. Imagine our banks when they malfunction. Ain't nobody gonna come and pull this out. Not for a long time. This is where we're going. They don't want to get rid of people.
Stuff like this is how I know the food is fake. Because why did they need to say 5 grill-marked, nugget-shaped chicken breast with real meat patties coated with seasoning? Like, my nigga, what the fuck? Like, them grill lines, I know them grill lines is fake. Like, this is fucking wild.
What is the biggest medical lie we're being told today that's keeping people sick?
Well, you would think it's like, processed foods. You would think food chemicals, bad. You would think some kind of exposure to something, bad, definitely. Any kind of exposure to any kind of toxins is bad. But one thing that people don't know about, it's the blood draw crisis. So what's happening right now, and it's underneath everybody's noses, when you get a blood test, they draw all this blood from you that they don't need. They only need a drop of blood at your blood test. You're pregnant, they'll take 5 vials, 7 vials, 9 vials, 10 vials, and they won't even realize that they could give a baby in the womb hemorrhagic shock. They don't.
I bet they get that blood for a reason, y'all. Because I'm telling you, I've said this before. Like when it's delivery time, nonstop. That adrenaline's pumping. The baby's adrenaline, baby's heart rate's going, right? Baby's pumping. Baby's ready for some tragic or some trauma. Mama's ready for some trauma. It's about to start pushing. Everyone, both of their blood's pumping. That's probably when the blood is the most purest and the most well for the chrome, right? So there's something dark to that, y'all, because they do take a lot of blood. They're nonstop all night, all day and all night. That phlebotomist is coming in the hospital taking that blood.
It's like, what?
Bongino just resigned.
Why do you think Bongino resigned?
I believe that he refuses to compromise his integrity because I believe that his integrity comes first, and I'm hoping that that is the case. You got a guy like Kash Patel he doesn't know what's going on from left to right. The guy is podcasting around, touring around in a private jet with his new little hottie tamale girlfriend that's half his age. What are you doing, dude? Why don't you go and do some real work, man? It's disgusting, bro. Here's the domino effect where they went wrong initially. A 30-06 bullet. That should have decapitated Charlie Kirk, and that's not what happened. The removals of cameras and the paving of the spot and all kinds of just stuff that is not normal. Like, where's the autopsy? Again, there's been no transparency, and we were promised transparency.
Fast food.
And guess what? Nothing came from that. We're told his story, right? We're not told the loser's story. We're told, or Charlie Kirk, the loser's story, right? We're told his story, the winner's story, the powers that be. Was it an inside job? Was it not? We'll never know. We'll never know. It's already swept under the rug. Everyone already forgot about Charlie Kirk. Y'all on to the next one. Now we got these riots going on.
Are going to die. Wendy's, Burger King, Chipotle, you name it, nobody can afford to eat out anymore. And yet these companies just keep raising prices. It's not going to work.
The obsession with butts is crazy, like for real, like even the SpongeBob stuff. But like, what is this? Because we in 5 and Below, and I keep seeing this everywhere. Why would a child, why would any kid need to play with this? Like, what is the obsession?
In the schools now, and I know this for a fact because I've interviewed so many teachers that have quit their jobs to start homeschooling their kids, they do not even let the kids have much of a social life. Lunch is like assigned seats in a lot of schools, and it's cut down from where it used to maybe be an hour to a half an hour to 15 minutes to eat and 15 minutes to go play outside. So the actual socialization, where is that happening? On the bus, maybe?
That's the biggest problem. The socialization you think they're getting is you're just learning a lot of bad shit.
You know the whole conspiracy theory about how they put certain things in media to desensitize us to it? Well, I have a coincidence for you. Finale of Stranger Things, spoiler alerts, they used those weapons, those sonic weapons of bad vibes, essentially, that made Eleven and her sister writhe and fall to the ground in pain and make them completely, you know, immobile, essentially. And you know how they were using helicopters to, like, use this supersonic sound or whatever it is? Well, guess what just happened in Venezuela? They used helicopters to emit a certain sound with certain frequencies that was described as supersonic that made people's heads want to explode from the inside out. Literally, their noses were bleeding, they were feeling sick, and like I said, there's this conspiracy theory that they put certain things in the media to desensitize a certain demographic of the audience. And then look what happened just a couple weeks after the season finale of Stranger Things that we were all watching with this particular weapon of choice. You're telling me it's a coincidence that, like, this is what's happening in Venezuela right now with the same type of weaponry? Like, this makes me sick just thinking about it. This is like...
War, honey.
They found
That's
an
war.
Israeli starting fires in Argentina. Caught him in 4K. And we're still thinking that these are the good guys. Okay.
You can go from New York to Brazil, Buenos Aires, and then Antarctica without ever coming up to the surface for air. And you can do it all at way more than 1,000 miles an hour on magnetic levitation trains, otherwise called maglev. One thing he told me, he went from Virginia to Los Angeles in 45 minutes. Do the math, 3,000 miles an hour. Most people don't even believe that there's a tunnel network.
Oh.
There are hundreds of thousands of miles
Faster and faster.
of tunnel systems.
This is AI, y'all. This isn't real, but I threw it in here. Full AI video, right? They could have that. This is AI.
They got whole cities in these underground bunkers. Some shocking photos didn't leak, right? They got a McDonald's. Now, y'all let me know if this AI or not, right? But they got whole cities underground. Y'all saying that's under the White House. Look at this, right? And you got to think about what they not documenting. All of these spaces were already there from previous civilizations. They just moved into them.
It's absolutely insane, but I think everybody needs to wake up to the fact that we've got a shutdown coming again.
And listen, it's not only coming, but it's going to impact everybody.
It's going to be hard,
right? So I know a lot of people. I mean, I'm kind of like you. My dad always said, if you get a big tax return at the end of the year, then you messed up. You gave him too much of your money.
Absolutely.
So I've played with that number now to where I get to the end and like, how much you get? $150.
Yeah.
The movies always tell the truth. What if I told you that there might be some other reasons that we want Greenland? Not just movies. People like George Orwell with 1984, maybe he knew what was going to happen. This look familiar? This is George Orwell's 1984 map. You can see US in the blue and all of what it owns. That seems a little bit too close when you look at the geopolitical landscape right now. And of course you heard about Apophis, which is the god of destruction, they say. And ancient tech from a guy who was right about a whole lot of stuff. And then we start talking about the president's third term. I mean, y'all, this is just outrageous. So let's start right here. There's a movie made that's called Greenland, in which they were the only location that can survive the apocalypse or Apophis, which even ancient manuscripts talk about. And remember, I just showed you yesterday, the president said we'll take Greenland with or without problems.
I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
Speaking of the hardware, the U.S. State Department just released this video on what it was like to do the Venezuelan raid and about their technology that can make people bleed out their nose, throw up, vomit, and pass out. Which, by the way, is the same exact thing that Venezuelan bodyguards are talking about. You know, the bleeding out of their nose? Really crazy. And coincidentally, at the same time, we not only have a Trump insider talking about he will have a third term despite the 22nd Amendment, they already have a plan, but also, President said while he was running, my beautiful Christians, vote this one last time, you won't have to do it no more. And then we have this theorist who I believe passed away in 2018, look into it, where he's talking about how Greenland has ancient tech under the ice.
Well, the spacecraft that is anchored in the center of Greenland created the last ice age 50,000 years ago. It's a weather machine. It's 55 miles wide, 300 miles long, and 2 miles high. People that lived in it were called the Mois.
If you know, you know. Greenland, Alaska, a place in Russia. So am I really reaching, or does it really seem pretty planned out? If you think it's reaching, then you are just oblivious, my friend.
That's why you have a very, very powerful bloodline in China, which is the Li bloodline. Is either Li or Lee. Bruce Lee connected to this line too. They are a lot of those. Bruce Lee was an ascended master, an Orion ascended master, who came down here to teach, and who they killed.
And he lives 33 years.
No, of course. You know, okay, so you have the master numbers 11, 22, and 33.
Yes.
He had achieved 33, which would be total enlightenment. So 11 is pure understanding. 22 is the master architect, the builder of all, and 33 is the combination of both of enlightenment and the ability to be a creator. 22 means architectural master. Okay, so just like detour there.
Go back to L.
L, yes.
So this is article. Norwegian Cruise Lines just canceled around 5 months of cruises on 3 separate ships. So the cruise line said the reasoning was because of fleet redeployment. Not making sense. They went on to say occasionally scheduled itineraries may need to be canceled, allowing us the opportunity to introduce enhanced voyages that accommodate strong guest demand and provide a more immersive experience. How about we take a look at where these boats were going? So the first one, Norwegian Jewel, was supposed to go to the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Canceled. Now this one I found interesting. For the Norwegian Star, cancellations include the ship's full season in South America and Antarctica. As for the Norwegian Dawn, that cruise was set to go around Africa and then Asia, and then visit ports in Southeast Asia, Indian Ocean, Middle East, and more. Are you guys getting the picture yet? So if you didn't already know, Norwegian Cruises are one of the only cruises that does international.
And your shit's different?
The earth is splitting right now.
Splitting from what to what? What are you talking about?
I told you again. Listen, death is being invented right now. Listen, 3 and 4 invented. Death is never invented. Again, death is never invented. But again, the earth is splitting from the earth is like, imagine the earth like this being at one, right? And now when the constant level is going like this, it's splitting. Like this. Why you look at the sky, you're getting closer to the firmament. We're splitting. It's going to be one side is going to be high vibrational and one side is going to be low vibrational. That's how it got to be. And the low vibration is where death's going to be invented.
Are we going to go to war? There's a spiritual war going on.
It's already a spiritual war, but the thing is, we got to fight the war by not fighting it at all. We got to fight the war. Listen, let me tell you something. Out of
so, bro, every once in a while I'll say something where I'm like, God damn, that's a bar, you know?
By everything in the world, you know, the biggest, the energy to give off your body, everybody gonna think it's love. Love is like the most positive.
Yes.
No, it ain't that. It's authenticity.
What's shocking to me is that this is the third office that's listed for the Somalian Education Resource Center.
The Somali Education Resource Center has been located, and the center has received $14 million in funding. This organization has received a total of $42 million in taxpayer funding over the past few years. But shockingly, the whereabouts of this large sum of money remain unclear. Investigators first discovered that despite the organization's claims of being dedicated to providing educational resources, the Somali Education Resource Center's actual location was empty. The investigators who entered the center reported that the entire office looked nothing like a functioning organization, with only a couch, a few pieces of office furniture, and an old piece of equipment that had long been out of service. Yet this so-called education center had received significant funding. Despite the organization's organization's claims that they were providing critical educational services to the Somali community, there have been very few public records over the past few years that show these funds were used properly. What is even more puzzling is that despite receiving such large amounts of funding, the detailed whereabouts of this money remain a mystery.
Did you see any tampons in the bathrooms there or no, in the men's bathrooms?
At the airports?
No.
Have you been to the Seattle airport?
No.
There's
tampons in the men's bathroom.
You can click the button and you'll get a tampon.
In the men's bathroom?
Yes.
That's fucking crazy.
They do not stop building these apartments. Everywhere you look across the U.S., you see brand new apartment buildings everywhere. And what's crazy is these landlords are cutting the rent. We just had the worst month for rent growth in the U.S. in over 15 years. And now they're reporting that demand is dropping. So what are they doing still building so many of these apartments here? I'm south of Nashville. There's new construction going on everywhere. You look, they're giving 1 month, 2 month, 3 months free rent. There's no way these landlords are actually making money on these investment properties, yet they're still building them. And here's a secret that they don't want you to know. You can negotiate with them. If they try to increase your rent on renewal and you live in a city like Nashville or Austin or Denver or Dallas or Phoenix or Las Vegas where rents are dropping, you can negotiate and get a better deal or find a better apartment for a cheaper price. And if you're a landlord, you better pay attention to the markets that you're buying in because a lot of them are correcting hard right now. Download the Reventure mobile app to see our price forecast for your area under a premium plan. They do not.
These apartments are going everywhere in my hometown, y'all. Out in Goodyear, everywhere. And they're filling up. Like this guy's saying no one's going. They're filling up, y'all. You drive by, when I go next time, they should all be pretty much done. And those parking lots are full, right? If this is happening in your home state, home city, let me give you guys a little business idea, y'all. Valet trash. Watch some videos on YouTube. I still have that itch for it. I'm doing okay now, but I still have that itch for valet trash. Look up valet trash if you're in the area where a lot of these apartments are going up. Easy six-figure business, no overhead. Check it out.
Building these apartments. Everywhere you look across the U.S., you see brand new apartments.
See, this is why I think they're going to shut down the grid, dude. Because what's going to happen is the unity voice is going to get so loud, and then they're just going to shut the whole thing down. Because it's like flipping the game table over, right? Like you know you're going to lose, you're about to lose, you're like, F it. And you flip the game over, and that's what they're going to do, bro. They have the ability to do it. You better start thinking about what's going to happen if that happens.
Middle of nowhere. As y'all can see, let's see how it goes here.
U.S. citizen?
Texan citizen.
Okay.
You have a good day.
Likewise. So as y'all can see, there's a checkpoint in the middle of 285 south going to what is Sanderson, Texas. Well, stay tuned.
No, it's going to get to the point where you'll be in the grocery store and go, why are these blueberries so cheap? And they go, we just killed the governor of Maine. We killed that guy. You're going to go, interesting. They go, yeah, they just sent special forces in. They broke his neck in front of his family. You go, that's why these things are 90 cents. They go, yeah, blueberries are basically free for the next 3 months. There's chaos in the blueberry market. They broke the neck of the governor of Maine in front of his kids just to make a point. So that's what I mean. We're just going to use violence, and the violence will get more and more sadistic. But you also are not going to care because the prices of things are going to come down. Like, if gas goes down to like $3, you're not going to give a shit about this. You're going to give a fuck about Maduro with $3 fucking gas? Fuck you.
Do you think there's even one single logical reason behind why they would give us, the public, access to being able to create AI videos? Seriously, why do you think they would even give us something like this? Why would they give us the ability to make any video we want of anyone doing anything? Every single thing that they show us or tell us about or give to us is for a manipulative purpose. And no, it's not so that the billionaires can make even more money. In terms of money, us being able to create AI videos is not profitable for them. One of the reasons why they gave us access to it is for discrediting. Now, anything that happens and anything that you see, it can just be called AI. Another reason is to just create mass confusion and division. Also, once you're confused enough and you're no longer able to tell what's really happening, you're gonna lose faith in your ability to be able to trust anyone. You're not going to trust anything that you see or hear, and you're just going to do what's easy. And the easy thing to do is just listen to the ones at the top and the ones that you assume have been real this entire time. But AI has been around for a long time. And this is something that like only 5% of people are even thinking about. AI is not something that's new, and everyone really needs to understand that. And there's just one more main reason why I think they gave it to us. Now, we already don't know what's real and what's not, and we haven't for a long time, but we're just starting to realize that. But soon enough, the ones in power will also claim that they don't know who or what is real. And this will be one of their reasons behind why they now have to implement digital IDs.
Ooh, all right, family. There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You know what to do if you made it this far. Y'all feeling good? Yeah, it's this carnivore journey. Today is day 12, right? It's been up and down. Yesterday was another tough day, y'all. Day 11 was a tough day. It was tough. I stayed strong. I'm not gonna lie. At night, Mama Bear was gone. It was getting late for dinner. I went and got me a bunless burger, right? I had a little green chili double from Whataburger, right? I know, but hey, I didn't get the bun. I woke up feeling good. So I think I've been eating too much dairy. I think that's the problem, y'all. Why I've been feeling bloated, while weight hasn't been dropping that much. I think it's the dairy. Like I put heavy whipping cream in my coffee, not a lot, but just enough to lighten up the coffee a little bit. And then I was having, you know, cheese and you know, stuff like that. So I was like, today is an experimental day, right? No dairy. Drink my coffee black, which I enjoyed. You know, breakfast, I had a piece of chuck steak with 3 pieces of bacon. Lunch, I'm gonna have some ground beef. Dinner, gonna have some chicken wings. So, you know, dairy-free day. And I'm anxious to see how I feel tomorrow. After my breakfast, I felt great, right? I felt great right here doing the video with you guys. I was focused. I felt energized. But the past couple days, man, you know, it's been an up and down roller coaster. So I'm still figuring out, y'all, still figuring out how my body reacts to things. And I think I'm going to cut that dairy out for a long time until I get to a weight I'm happy at. Then I can start adding in a little cheese and all that. So, but for now, we're dairy free. I'm doing a full day of eating on shorts though. So that channel is down below, y'all. Segovia Fuel. Also my second channel, you know, Segovia After Dark. You know, we do TikTok reactions over there, not conspiracy type things, but we do TikTok reactions over there. And then I got my Segovia Fuel channel where I'm documenting this carnivore diet, y'all. So if you guys are interested, go hit those links that are down below. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get this video edited and get it out to the people, y'all. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Later.